Coming up on Hoge Jahns, we are live with a recap of one of the crazier Bears games we have ever seen. That was a fun one. There's a lot to get into. Hoge Jahns starts right now. What's up? Welcome in. Hoge Jahns back with you. And for the fifth time this season, talking about a win the day after a game. What's up, Johnsy?
If you would have told me that the Bears were 5-3 at past the halfway point of the season, I would not have cared how they would have gotten it. I would have considered this is a success. 5-3 past the halfway point. That is telling me good things are happening on both sides of the ball. Yes, both sides of the ball. But I would have taken this, no matter how it happened. I just think it's a success right now. 5-3.
Okay,
I'm at a loss of words in a sense.
Yeah, well, that was a weird one. But since it is a Victory Monday, I'll take my own victory. Believe it or not, I went back and I looked at how I went game for game throughout the season at the beginning of the season. I had them at 5-3 at this point. Now, I didn't have all the exact games right because I did have them beating the Lions and I had them losing yesterday's game to the Bengals because we all thought Joe Burrow was going to be playing.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different animal, although that defense still would have been just as bad as it is. So, and here's more good news if we're going down that road. I had also had the Bears winning their next three. And I forgot that. I had them preseason, I had them 8-3. We won't talk about the last six after that.
I was gonna say
because I think I had them.
I'm trying to visualize the schedule at the moment. I'll have to pull it up.
It's tough. It's not easy the rest of the way. But the Bears are 5-3, and they look for what, the third time this season, we would say, found a way to figure out how to win. No matter what was going against them, no matter what was happening for 59 minutes of the game, find a way to win. And that's exactly what they did.
Can I say, that needs to be celebrated more? I don't care if this required some pinball-like run from Colston Loveland in the final minute. That the Bears are just doing this, winning these games, finding a way to win instead of finding a way to lose, which everyone is more used to seeing from the Chicago Bears. This should be celebrated. I don't care if it's on a block field goal. I don't care if it's on a last-minute heroic play from Colston Loveland. These things need to be celebrated, not criticized.
But, Johns, can I ask you a question? Have you seen the end zone angle of that throw?
It's an impressive throw.
I mean, that might be the best throw of Caleb Williams' career. It was unbefreaking
celebrated.
It was like in a triangle of defenders with this much margin of error in a moment where you just had to have it. And he's not throwing that for a touchdown. He's just saying, right now, got to have this throw. I'm ripping it with confidence. All the things that we've, at times criticized this season, whether it's the accuracy, whether it's the timing, whether it's the base he's throwing, that was just picture perfect from pre-snap to post-snap to just throwing a ball with conviction and the exact type of accuracy over the linebacker, just barely, outstretched hands, in front of the safeties.
Two split safeties, yeah.
And I think there's a corner, another linebacker, something trailing, behind Loveland too. And he just put it in the exact right spot. So, everything Colston Loveland did after that was gravy. That was amazing. But we have to celebrate the throw because even if he gets tackled there, Caleb still did his job to get them in field goal range and set up what we all thought was what was going to happen, which was just get in the field goal range and then pray that Cairo has the leg depending on the distance, and he gets there and it's not blocked and all that other stuff we can get into later with the kicking game. And then Colston Loveland just made a great play even better.
So that throw, the accuracy of it, the moment of it, was on my list of likes to get to because you watch that end zone angle. It's not as open as you think it is. At least he's got to layer that throw over some traffic to get to his tight end to complete that pass. So an exceptional throw. I just like how he rose to the moment after. It looked so uneasy initially on that final possession, did it not? He's scrambling for his life. He ends up scrambling for a first down later, but like it looked like this was going to be a very tough finish for the Chicago Bears. But in that moment, he got the play call from Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson got the coverage that he wanted. I read that in Kevin Fishbane's story today, and he delivered in that moment over the middle with accuracy in an exceptional way. So I think that should be celebrated just as much as anything from this game.
So yeah, that coverage thing was interesting because Ben Johnson mentioned that he was hunting for that coverage at times throughout the game. And I was watching the film this morning. I think one of those plays might have been, and it was a play that I didn't really love the play call, but when it was 3rd and 3 at the end of the first half, and the way the Bears were running the ball, I thought, run the ball. There's plenty of time on the clock. If you don't get it, you can run it again on 4th down. But instead, he had to kind of run backwards, and that was the one he ended up throwing away off the goalpost. I think that might have been one of those plays where they were hunting for that coverage, because they ran a mesh concept, and it seemed like the secondary was in man, which that usually works against, but the linebackers were actually just playing zone underneath. So the mesh just turned into a big kind of cluster in the middle of the field, and it didn't spring anybody actually open. And then Caleb had to run for his life. So I think that might have been one of those plays where maybe they were hunting for a specific coverage and they didn't get it. Probably Ben's not loving his play call there, but that's one of the things I love about Ben Johnson too, is he doesn't flinch, and he's open and honest when his calls don't always work. Nobody's going to hit. No one's batting 1,000 as a play caller. It's just not possible. On every given play, the offensive guy or the defensive guy is going to be right. And so you just stick with it. And he's just been so impressive with how he sequences his plays.
Someone is asking in the comments, what property did Johns get on his coffee? I want some food if you're watching on YouTube.
Wait, what?
It's Monopoly season, Adam.
Oh. I'm not a McDonald's coffee guy. Do you like McDonald's coffee?
I do.
Of all the coffees, it's just sort of Wait, which one did you get though?
It just says food.
You just got food.
Yeah,
what the hell is that? I thought you were supposed to get a piece.
I'll put it closer to the camera.
You won.
If you're watching on YouTube, someone could probably scan that now and take my food, but
you won food? It's not even like you didn't just get an order of fries. You won food.
I won food.
Okay.
It's got a price range of $179 to $259. So it sounds like French fries.
Okay. Yeah. That's a weird victory for you on a Monday, but we'll take it. We're taking any type of victory you can get.
Yes. You got to celebrate the little things.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, those are your initial thoughts from this Bears win. Actually, before we even get into likes and dislikes, Johns. So full disclosure, Johns was not in Cincinnati yesterday.
I was not.
By the way, did your son win?
He did not win.
Oh,
he did not win. So, but there was no way I was missing his final game. If you're watching and listening, my son and his friends played in their final grade school game. They made it all the way to the championship. Fell behind pretty early, but battled back, man. It was a hell of a game, hell of a season by my son, Colin, and his friends.
I figured since I didn't get the update, that probably didn't.
Well, it could have been either way, really. Could have been celebrating too much, or
yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right. Well, sorry about that. But we had Pat Norton in Cincy. Obviously, everybody's watched the game in detail.
So I arrived home from my son's championship game, literally. So I've caught up on everything from the game, but the moment I sit down on the couch, it's the last 5 minutes of the game, and really, it's probably all I needed to see. I've caught up since then,
Yeah.
But that's what I when I was sitting on the couch, that's what I watched live was the last 5 minutes of the game.
See, that's funny because my son had to miss the last 5 minutes of the game because he had to go. They had to go to his hockey game, and so last night before I went to bed, he was sitting there watching the end of the game with me again.
Hearing my sons hear the explanation of why Tremaine Edmonds is ruled down, like, Dad, that's stupid. They didn't even touch him. Like that contact, like there's no contact there, Dad. Like he got him with his finger as he was falling backwards. That's not a real thing. It's not a tackle.
I was saying that in the moment. I'm like, I get like that's what the rule is. It just doesn't seem right that like you could be ruled down before you even catch the ball. You know what I mean? Like I get it because that contact is what caused him to go to the ground, but the fact he doesn't even have possession of the ball yet, like something seems wrong about that.
Yeah, like that.
And he wasn't touched. And he wasn't touched after he touched.
No, like it's amongst my dislikes. Like I understand the rule. Like per the rule, what happened qualifies as a tackle per the rule. But like, can we maybe inject some more common sense into that type of ruling? Like, I don't know, like forcible contact or concerted contact. So some type of word to describe what type of contact is needed to qualify as getting the ball carrier down. Forcible contact? I don't know. Give me a good word for that. Like necessary contact.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. That's a little that creates a lot of gray area, I think, if we're not like judging the intent of the contact. I just think like
at least two hands touch.
I think if you want to make it more black and white, and you would have to do this on offense too, it's just like any contact made before the actual possession doesn't count towards a guy being down. Like, I think that's how you would have to make it more black and white to rule it a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, like, but just like so you think about it even on offense. Like if two guys are going up for the ball and they make contact in midair, but then they separate and then the guy goes on to catch it and falls down. Well, he's not down because that contact happened before he actually possessed the ball. I would be okay with that.
Like Worm Food here in the comments has post-possession contact.
Yeah.
Like intentional post-possession contact. Like that type of wording I could get behind.
Now, did you have the same reaction? I wonder how many people in the comments had this, because so we were having this moment. We're all sitting there in the CHGO studios watching this. Now, for me, the second they overturned that pick six, I'm going, uh-oh. This Flacco's coming back. Something weird. Like, this is going to get weird. Carm is sitting there on the ground. I don't know why he as an old man, he always sits there on the ground during the games, but he does. We'll have to talk to him about that sometime.
Like crisscross applesauce?
No, he's just sort of like, he uses the couch to just sort of lean back. But I just, over 3 hours, it's got to be incredibly uncomfortable. I don't know. And he's writing his instant reactions to Pat. He's not even paying attention anymore. And Woot was actually like, Corey Wooten was like, are you guys worried? Because I'm worried. And I'm like, yes. And Carm's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, the game's over. And I'm like, I don't think it's over.
Yeah. I really didn't get worried until the onside kick. And it was recovered. Like, in the moment, I saw contact from the Bears. Obviously, the replay showed it hit Daniel Hardy's foot. But in the moment, seeing the Bears, like, come on, coach. Like, what's your coaching point, Adam Hoge, on that special teams play right there?
Yeah. Well, if anybody missed it, you can go to our CHGO channel, and there's actually a good 4-minute breakdown with some of the video, screenshots of the video of what exactly happened. Don't have that right now, but there's, just to explain it a little bit, we don't have to go too depth in it, but it's a little bit of a misnomer when we call hands team. A lot of people, and I used to think this too before I coached special teams, by the way, so there's no judgment whatsoever. But you think hands team, you're like, oh, let's put 11 guys out there that can handle the ball. It's not actually what you're trying to do. If you notice on the play, they have Rome and DJ, one on each side, behind a bunch of guys in front of them who are actually out there to block. So on the kick, that's why you have a Daniel Hardy and a Noah Sewell to the kick side there. Now on the top of the screen, you had one of the tight ends. I'm thinking it was Durham Smythe and somebody else. I couldn't tell. I haven't been able to look at the all 22 yet on it, but those guys are actually up there to block and clear the way so that the ball bounces straight back to Rome Odunze or DJ Moore, depending on which side of the which side they kick it to. Now, what ends up happening is as the kicker is approaching the ball, his steps make it look like he's going to kick it right. And to his credit, he's able to do kind of like the side kick and kick it back to the left. Daniel Hardy, to me, Johns, completely like sort of stopped and hesitated and got fooled by the kick because he should have been 3 or 4 yards upfield making his block compared to where he was when the ball hit him. He would have been out of the way. Now, some people have criticized Rome Odunze for not attacking the football. That ball wasn't going 10 yards. So Rome, to me, is actually doing his job. He's recognizing that ball's not going 10 yards. I don't need to touch it. Because if you touch it, if you try to catch it and then you muff it, well, now it's a free football. Whereas if it doesn't go 10 yards and it doesn't touch a bear, then it's your ball anyway and the game's over. So I don't have any problem with what Rome did. Daniel Hardy, to me, didn't get far enough upfield, and he was just – and then there was a little bit of bad luck because the ball just sort of bounced right into his leg. I do wonder this, Johns, and this is just me speculating. Typically, and this is just me, I would like to have blockers who also can handle the ball. So just off the top of your head. Tight ends, right? They had a tight end on the high side of the field. They didn't have one at the bottom. I don't know this for sure, but I was wondering about it last night. I wonder if Cole Kmet would have been out there had he not gotten hurt earlier in the game. I need to look back. I don't think Colston Loveland was out there, but I'd have to check again. But that would be my one, I guess, coaching point for the coaches. Is I didn't necessarily like that there were 2 defensive players as the blockers on the bottom side of the field. Because in a situation like that, sometimes the ball just gets kicked right to you as one of the blockers. And we do tell our guys, if it's right at you, then just field it and go down. Yeah.
Good breakdown, man.
It's not easy, dude.
No.
You can rep that a million times and it's messy. It's a weird play, and sometimes the ball just bounces weird because I don't know if you know this, but these footballs behind me, they're shaped funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And kickers practice exactly what you just described too. Like they do different things to get different bounces. But that was the moment where I felt like, oh no, like I'm watching one of the Bears' worst losses. And I've covered a lot of worst losses. Yeah. and here we go again. But
well, on that, John's let's get into our likes and dislikes as we kind of transition here. I didn't like that as they were lining up for the kick, I was saying out loud, this kick decides the game. Because obviously if the Bears recover, it's over. The Bengals had no timeouts. You're in victory formation. Go home.
Yep.
What I'm saying I didn't like was I felt like if they gave it up, and I was worried that they were going to give it up based on how special teams had been playing, I had no faith in the defense getting a stop there. I mean, that's how I felt. If the Bengals get this ball, Flacco and the Bengals are going to go take the lead. And that's not a good feeling to have. So I just did not like this. And then fortunately, they left too much time on the clock and the Bears still had time to go down and score. But yeah, I do not like that feeling.
I'm going to start with some positives. Okay. I really like what this rushing game is doing. Do you know the Bears right now? Let me get the numbers right here. It wasn't that long ago that we were talking about the Chicago Bears having one of the worst rushing offenses in the league, was it? Just a few weeks before the bye week. Do you know where they rank right now?
In what statistic? Just
rushing yards.
Just total rushing yards?
Yes, yeah.
In the whole league? Does it include quarterback rushes?
Yes.
Just total rushing yards?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're top 5?
They are. Number 5.
Wow.
Number 5. And well, when you rush for another 200 yards, this is what you get. We'll get to Monangai in a second. But can we give the offensive line some love in this? Like Jonah Jackson's playing outstanding. Darnell Wright is quickly becoming one dominant right tackle. Dominant. Joe Tooney's Joe Tooney. I think Drew Dahlman has been very good too. Theo Bennett even had a play. I know he's probably the weak link right now on the offensive line, but he had one snap where he ran a guy out of bounds and like threw him into the bench. Like you love seeing those things. Like the offensive line deserves some praise. Dan Rochar deserves some praise. Ben Johnson deserves some praise for really getting this run game going. So the rushing yards, I think, are the best example about how this offensive line is coming together, really setting the tone for this offense. The production is there. The chemistry is growing. I think it's just extremely encouraging to see all this happening after the bye week, 3 games in a row with more momentum to build upon.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was just smash mouth football. You love to see it. You just, it was very aesthetically pleasing to me. Watching that offensive line, just every single play, move that line of scrimmage forward.
You're moving
every single time. And I love that Kyle Monangai pointed that out after the game. Like by the time he was getting the line of scrimmage, that line of scrimmage had already been moved at least a yard, sometimes 2 yards forward. That's what you love to see. Just to go backwards for 1 second, because I was able to find this. And this, I am a little critical of this. So they had Durham Smythe and Colston Loveland both out there for the onside kick, but they were both to the same side. So again, I wonder if I have to think Cole Kmet would have been out there. But is that just like
for who would your best guess be in terms of who's leaving the field?
Well, my guess is it's maybe, I don't know. Is it I think the question is Durham Smythe or Colston Loveland in? My guess is maybe Colston Loveland's in there for Cole.
Yeah, maybe.
What I hope it is more is that I would hope that they would have one of the tight ends on the other side too, where Noah Sewell and Daniel Hardy are. Personally, that's what I would have preferred to see. Because to me, if I'm the Bengals and I see how the Bears line up here, and I got one kick side is Colston Loveland, Durham Smythe, and DJ Moore, and the other side is 2 linebackers and Roma Dunze, I'm kicking to the linebacker.
Yeah,
side.
let me ask you something. Do you think the Bengals went to the line of scrimmage there and looked at both sides and decided in that moment which side they're kicking to?
They might have. Now, with the way the rules are,
Do you have to declare which way you're kicking it?
You don't have to declare which way you're kicking, but you can't go heavy to one side. You know what I mean? So it is a 5-by-5 formation, and the Bears are lined up pretty much equally across the board too. I don't know. But I don't know. My guess is maybe they called it out there on the field. Again, though, those guys are just supposed to be blockers. Ideally, they're not supposed to be handling the ball. But
just in case the ball comes directly at you, you got to be able to field it.
And I don't. And so to me, the fault isn't necessarily the personnel. It's just that Daniel Hardy didn't get upfield fast enough. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it anymore. But I did look that up. So it's just some of the stuff that goes into this is way more interesting than some might think. All right. I love how DJ Moore was used in this game. I just think it was a really good DJ Moore game. And appreciate that he was playing through a hip injury too. That I think a couple times he took some shots too where it was aggravated or he had to go to the sideline. But to have him run for a touchdown in this game, pass for a touchdown in this game, they got him the ball in a number of different ways, both downfield and on screens, little swing passes. They had him lined up in the backfield on a wheel, which again, I'd really love to see Caleb stop throwing those wheel routes where they take the guy out of bounds. Can we get that upfield, please? But Yeah, I just watching this back last night and this morning, it was DJ Moore who's been under some fire, and I know some fans have been frustrated with him. I just thought it was a really well planned usage and execution of exactly what he should be in this offense.
He was on the field for 68 snaps, 85% of the Bears' plays. Since we're on the topic of DJ Moore, okay, what's the best way I could describe this? I like that the curse of John Fox was lifted by a Bengals challenge.
Yeah.
Right? Weren't you just thinking of that in that moment?
Oh yeah, we were doing our live stream, and that's exactly what we were talking about. It was the reverse John Fox.
Yes.
So for those that don't remember, the Bears are playing the Packers at Soldier Field, and I don't remember who ran the ball, but they ruled him out near the pylon at the goal line, short of the end zone. John Fox thought that it should be a touchdown, that they broke the plane. So he throws his red flag looking for a touchdown. Well, the replay reveals that the player, who I'm forgetting who it was, actually fumbled the ball before he got to the pylon and fumbled it out of the end zone, which is a touchback, giving the Packers the ball. So John Fox challenged for a touchdown and instead
lost the ball.
The ball. Now, in fairness to Zach Taylor, the John Fox one's still way worse, because Zach, at least, he's in a desperate moment where he's just got to hope that DJ Moore did not score, or, the ruling on the field was he was short, but the Bears are about to score regardless, right? That's what you got to be thinking as a head coach. So if there's any chance in the world he fumbled that thing out of the back of the end zone and you won't get possession, I understand the challenge. But unfortunately for him, so he's not challenging for a touchdown, obviously. He's challenging for possession, unlike John Fox. But they go to the replay, and it turns out DJ Moore actually scored. So by virtue of the Bengals challenge, the Bears actually get the points. So not quite as bad as John Fox, but very similar, and still didn't work out for the Bengals in any way.
Everybody there's a lot of folks in the comments reminding us that it was Benny Cunningham on the John Fox play. Yes. I just remember how John Fox looked so flabbergasted on the sideline after that play.
Well, that's the gif I still have.
Yeah,
where he's just like, he looks so confused, and then he just puts his head down, and that to me was the moment he knew he was fired.
Yeah,
that was the moment he knew he was fired, and that was the end of it.
Am I still up? No, that was mine. That one was mine, right? The John Fox.
Well, I gave one on how I love Moore was used. This observation I didn't really have until I was watching the film this morning, Johnsy. But obviously not a great game for Rome Odunze, who only had 3 targets, 0 catches. Again, had a couple opportunities to make some plays that he didn't. Remember, he was on the injury report with that heel this week. Watching the film this morning, he did not look like the same guy running routes to me.
Okay.
So I wonder how much that was actually bothering him. And
he played every offensive snap.
I know he did. So good for him. I mean, it's definitely not a criticism. If anything, I'm just trying to make an excuse for him. But even going back late so when he popped up on the injury report, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because I actually thought watching the tape last week, late in the game, there was one in-breaking route where I'm just like, that he didn't break that route as cleanly as he normally does. Like, something just looked different to me. And I don't know. I guess maybe we'll learn more this week, but I don't like the idea that Rome Odunze is first of all, his last 3 or 4 games haven't been nearly as good as the first 4 were. And so if he's dealing with something, maybe that explains it.
I just find it, his lack of production definitely stands out. I think he was exceptional in terms of blocking, really all over the field. But
yeah, a lot of people are mentioning that in the comments right now.
We spent,
which is fair. Yeah,
like the entire week last week, other than the heel injury, when it came to Rome Odunze, we were talking about if he was being targeted too much. And we have Ben Johnson and Declan Doyle explaining to us that no, he's the primary read on a lot of these plays because he's been so good, because he's getting open so much. And Caleb is seeing it and throwing it to him. So just kind of interesting to see the zero production come after all that conversation during the week.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull this video later once I get to it. But I didn't notice this. What
Are we talking about the same video?
I don't know, because this one I barely saw the last. You could barely see it on the TV.
You're talking about a play. I'm talking about something else. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about 5:35 left in the first quarter. Theo Benedict finished a defensive back like 7 yards out of bounds.
Oh, this is the play I was talking about earlier when I mentioned Theo, like when he rode a guy out of bounds and threw him.
Yeah. Sorry, I think that was when I was looking up the onside kick stuff. I apologize. Yeah. So I need to see this on the L22 though, because it was hilarious. I mean, I don't know you're ever gonna call a late hit on an offensive lineman out of bounds, but he was like basically at the bench. Just completely took him out of the play. And Darnell Wright, this was another Darnell Wright was doing the same thing the dudes on his side of the field, and I thought he played exceptional in the run game.
Those types of plays, like what Theo Benedict does in the run game, I think that's what's going to give him time to settle in as a pass protector. If he ever reaches that point where Ben Johnson's fully comfortable with him in terms of, well, leaving him one-on-one with some very good pass rushers. But what he does in the run game and how much Ben Johnson values that run game, that's why Theo Benedict is starting right now at left tackle.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, it seemed like live and watching back today, like when Caleb was being flushed out, it was mostly because of the pressure coming from the left side. So, I mean, it's a great story. And I think the good news is the Bears have 4 other offensive linemen, and Theo's doing some great things in the run game. And plus, I think fundamentally he's very good with this kick set and getting in position. I just think he needs to learn some of these, maybe it's the lack of length sometimes. I'm not sure. But I agree with you that there's some time. You can buy some time here to let him figure this out on the job.
You can help him too.
Yeah.
He's an undrafted free agent in his second year from the University of British Columbia.
Yeah, and it's really his first year because he didn't.
Yes,
he was hurt last year. Couldn't really do anything.
Two serious injuries. All right. On my likes. I liked. Look, we could criticize the defense for giving up a ton of yardage. They weren't good. They weren't good. They weren't good. I mean, they got to take away Montez Sweat flashed. Austin Booker flashed. I like that. I think everyone got what they wanted from Austin Booker. Maybe a little bit more is expected now in the future. But I really like that Dennis Allen blitzed on that Hail Mary. I really do. He sent 6 at Joe Flacco. Didn't let him set his feet. The throw was well short of the end zone because of it. To me, I don't think it's Dennis Allen learning from Matt Eberflus's mistake from last year, but the difference in tactics there stand out to me. Put the pressure on the quarterback. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, but especially when you're going after an older guy with a hurt shoulder, go get after him. I like that Dennis Allen didn't give Joe Flacco a chance to set himself and really put something into that throw down the field.
Well, and it's common sense too, because if you're gonna pressure there, then he's got 2 choices. He's got to escape and run backwards, which makes the throw hard, way farther. Or he's got to get rid of the ball quickly. And if you get rid of the ball quickly, you're throwing it underneath. There's no way you're getting it to the end zone. So just right there, by sending extra pressure, you're almost guaranteeing. I'm not saying there's no risk to it, but you're almost guaranteeing that the ball's not going to get to the goal line on the throw. I mean, it would take a miraculous scramble and probably a couple really bad missed tackles by your guys to allow Joe Flacco to run around, which he can't do much anymore, escape, and then step back up towards the line of scrimmage where he can launch something with some momentum. So we were saying the same thing in the studio at the time. Lance Briggs especially was like,
bring the heat.
Well, he's like, at least rush 4, send more than that. But yeah, this nonsense where you just rush 3 and let the quarterback stand there forever and launch the ball in the air. I hate that. It killed the Bears last year. And yes, that was very refreshing to see from Dennis Allen.
What else do you have on your list?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Tyreek Stevenson had a great game. I don't like that. I think TJ Edwards was banged up in late, dealing with something because he wasn't on the field on the last touchdown that Noah Sewell didn't get enough depth. But yeah, and obviously I don't like that Cole Kmet got hurt again. We'll see how. I mean, he's been getting banged up recently. On the other hand, it was encouraging to see the run game not really skip a beat with Cole out this time. I felt like they missed him last week. This time in the second half, like they were able to keep that momentum going. And you got to really just kind of bring this all the way back around. I mean, you got to really like that you got that Colston Loveland breakout game because he just looked like a guy that belonged, even if it's against that crappy defense. Like it doesn't matter. It started last week. He looked comfortable in a role where Cole Kmet wasn't playing. This week they got him involved again early. Cole goes out, and then he's a hero at the end of the game too. And made a tough touchdown catch earlier in the game too. And that was a nice throw by Caleb, but Colston had to take a shot there after catching it, and this guy just bounced right off him. So he looks like he belongs right now as an NFL tight end, which I wasn't always the case earlier in the season. So you got to feel really good about that right now if you're Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson.
I have this in my notes. I really like that the Bears won behind 2 breakout games from 2 rookies.
Yeah,
who are part of a draft class that not too long ago, I want to say last week, we were kind of questioning a little bit just in terms of production and fit. When's Colston Loveland going to break out? Can Monangai really be that number 2 running back? And here they are on the road in Cincinnati as 2 of the Bears' best players on offense. Monangai, 26 carries, 176 yards. Loveland, 6 catches, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, this is the type of performance that quiets questions. It's a good pat in the back for Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson in terms of their selection. Like, these are 2, like Colston Loveland, like it's beyond encouraging because this is the 10th overall pick who's going to be an important part of your offense. But Kyle Monangai filling in for an injured DeAndre Swift to do what he did, it's extremely encouraging too, given that he's a 7th rounder.
Yeah, I mean, hell of a pick that looks like right now. I mean that, and there were a lot of running backs taken before him too. So, all right, well, we do need to take a timeout. We are not done yet though because we have your voicemails coming up.
I got one more like too that I think we could bring up at the end. I think we'll be
okay. Good. You could throw in one more like and. Want to ask a question about the trade deadline because we're not going to have another show until the trade deadline passes.
Okay.
And there were some moves this morning too. So don't go anywhere. We got all that coming up. But first.
All right, Adam, our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your football season, just like 2 rookies elevated the Bears in Cincinnati. Colston Loveland, Kyle Monangai. What a game. Great day. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strands to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They have spots as far south as Champaign and as far north as South Beloit. Stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. You just have to visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. For returning customers, use code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary. Bright buys every day. Only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
And NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? Which one yesterday was your favorite one? There's so many good ones to choose from. You got Caleb catching a touchdown. Well, for us here, it's always the next touchdown because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From the first touchdown score to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting. Every snap is loaded with opportunity. And the best part is new customers bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code Hoge Jahns. That's code Hoge and Jahns for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. The bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. All right, Johnsy, why don't you sneak in your last like here?
All right. This is from Chris Sawinski, who works for Fox 32, a colleague of ours, and he was in the tunnel at Paycor Stadium, right? Paycor Field, whatever it's called. And he has video of George McCasky watching Joe Flacco's Hail Mary. I've seen George McCasky be animated at games before. What I like about this is that it was captured for all to see. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's gone viral since he posted it. Check it out. It's on his Twitter. Others have shared it. All the aggregators in the NFL world have shared it too. Just if you ever have doubts about where George McCaskey's fandom is and how much he loves to win and wants to win, just go watch that, and I think you might appreciate it a little bit more. Did you see it?
Can I counter a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't like that we even have to bring it up like this is some cool thing that the owner of the Chicago Bears is pumping his fist after a win.
Right.
Like I'd be worried if he wasn't.
I think we're talking about the same thing though.
Yeah, no, we are. And it's just like it's a cool video. Good, good job, but it's like I don't know, it's a cool video. And I've never questioned, we all know George is a fan. But I mean, you see these owners up in their boxes all the time, either stressed out or, pumping their fists, excited. So it's good.
A couple things about George McCasky. He would never throw a drink on an opposing fan. That's happened.
No, he would not.
He doesn't do press conferences after every game at the same time as your head coach and quarterback. That doesn't happen. It's good to see some of this side of George McCasky come out for all to see. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. Do you know that the Bears had 4 players with a passer rating yesterday of at least 114? Did I say 3 or 4? They had 3 players, and if Roma Dunze had not dropped Cole Kmet's pass, he would have been up there too.
You know what I don't like about this is that when you later on when you go to filter stats, you have all these non-quarterbacks up there with good passer ratings and completions. Darn it, I got to filter these numbers to get these.
That's
guys.
why you got to filter to it. At this point in the season, probably 100 at least.
All right. Cole Kmet threw an absolute laser though.
He did. He did. And Greg Braggs' reaction was, "Why did he throw that lefty?"
Oh, come on, Greg.
And I said, "Well, because he's lefty."
No, he just improvised it in a minute.
he was so confident he switched arms.
Yeah.
I love that four players attempted a pass, and I really like that they got Tyson Bagent involved in one of those plays.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, all right. Should we get to the voicemails?
Let's go.
These should be fun. Your voicemail line, as always, save the number 224-725-3046. That's 224-725-3046. Your voicemails in a wild, wild game. The Bears winning.
Hello?
Do you know who this is?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
The Hoge Jahns voicemail. The Hoge Jahns voicemail line.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep.
Got any questions or comments about the Bears? Give the guys a call before, after, or even during the game.
Go Bears!
Good morning, fellas. An hour and a half to the Bears take on the Bengals at Paycor Stadium. I got 2 words for this game: now or never.
Special teams, Hoge. I need a breakdown on what the heck that coverage was on the opening kickoff. What is Richard Hightower doing? What are we doing here, guys?
I'm just at 2 kickoff returns, and I'm ready for Hightower to get fired. And I'm going to miss Hoge Jahns, but Hoge, I mean, are you going to step up and be the coordinator?
You got to get rid of Santos. He is just a liability if it's over 40 yards. Bring Moody back, man.
Take Moody, you are on the active roster.
Hoge Jahns and Bob Dabrowski calling in halftime. I'm down here in Salvador's, Brazil. As most of you know, I am no longer allowed in Cincinnati due to a dispute between the mayor of Skyline Chile and myself. But I'm still watching the Bears game down here. I figured out the internet. And, Bears special teams killing us. Absolutely killing us so far. But we're totally outplaying the Bengals. What is it, 2017 right now. Final score 57-20. I mean, 67. Sorry, there's no way they don't drop 50 in the second half. Let's go Bears, get it together. Stop goofing around on special teams like a couple of nincompoops. Go Bears, Chicago Bear down.
What's up, Hoge Jahns? My name's Gabe. It's my first time calling in. Can we talk about Monangai? Monangai, my guy. I mean, sheesh.
At what point will the Bears stop getting screwed by the referees? Now this game is over, but that Tremaine Edmonds interception and 96-yard touchdown run was a touchdown. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. And I have no confidence that Caleb will be able to lead them into field goal range. And that Santos can even make the field goal. Unbelievable.
That's the wildest game I've ever watched in my entire life.
Wisconsin Bears fan here, finally over my depression from last week. Man, can they make these games less stressful to get through? Jesus. Hey, at least the Packers lost too, so good Monday coming up.
I can barely breathe. I'm so sorry about what I said about Carl Santos. He's fine. He can kick all he wants.
Hey, Bears fans, B-Man here. That was the craziest game I've ever seen. Good teams win those games. Time for another winning streak. Bear down!
Hi, boys. It's the Mama Bear, and guess what? We can do hard things.
Oh my God, guys! I feel like I just played 4 quarters. I am sweating. I'm shaky. I need to eat a bunch of leftover Halloween candy to de-stress after that.
What up, Hoge Jahns? Hello, Katie. Lou in New York. All right, this is new. The defense collapsed. Special teams was bad, and the Bears won the game because Caleb Williams played his best football when it mattered most in the 4th quarter. The Chicago Bears won a game because of our quarterback. I hope it's the new normal. Bear down.
Okay, girls. That was an exhausting game, but the Bears won, so you know what that means. That's right. But first, bring it in. Repeat after me. Good, better, best.
Best, better, best.
Never let it rest.
Never let it rest.
Till your good gets better.
Till your good gets better.
And your better gets best.
And your better gets best.
Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears!
Did they ask for ice cream there?
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. Now we get ice cream.
Victory ice cream. I like that. I like that.
Very good.
You know, I get the great job with the voicemails this week. Appreciate it.
There's a lot more special teams we didn't get to yet in this episode. If you wanted to get to it,
I don't know.
Do
it
a
was
whole
bad. I
episode
don't know
on
what
it.
to say. It was bad. You can't have a kick return touchdown where you don't touch it. You touch the guy. It was bad. It was bad across the board. Oh, Torrey Taylor had a nice punt. 71 yards. Netted 59. I get the, I don't know, maybe we should have a deeper question about the kicker situation on Wednesday. I get there's one caller that said he didn't have faith in Caleb to get in field goal range, and then he didn't have faith in Cairo Santos making it.
And Carlos Santos.
I think a lot of that's like Bears trauma.
That's what I mean. But that's what I want to say is like, I get the kicker side of it. Trust me, especially when it's a longer kick. Bears have had plenty of these blocked now at this point. I had faith in Caleb. I mean, at this point, like I feel like you should have faith in Caleb. He's making these. If you know, the weird thing is, if it's the second quarter and you're asking him to throw a wheel, maybe you don't have faith in that. But if it's the fourth quarter and the game's on the line, like I have faith in this guy to go make a play.
Maybe there's a little recency bias to this because I want to say in the past couple games in those 2-minute situations, like it hasn't been what you expect from Caleb Williams because I think he set higher standards for himself in those situations. Like earlier in the season, what's one of the storylines? Caleb, why are you so good when the pressure's on in these moments? And Ben Johnson is explaining how he's made for these moments. And then you had a couple games where he, failed in those end-of-half, end-of-game situations. So maybe there's some recency bias being felt here, but like I understand some of that uneasiness, like especially early on in that last possession when he's scrambling. But then to see him deliver that pass to Colston Loveland where he stood firm in that pocket, threw with belief and conviction, and had some touch to layer that throw over some traffic, that's what you want to see from your quarterback. So, yes, I thought this was a great day for Caleb Williams in Cincinnati.
Yeah. And, lots to feel good about there. We got anything else?
I like that the Bears are a resilient team.
I like that Katie's giving us live updates of Carm being terrible at Papa Shot in the studio right now.
He gave up. He's sitting down now, but I'm sorry, Carm.
Wait, is he sitting down on the ground leaning on the couch, or is he sitting on the couch?
He found a chair.
He found a chair.
Yeah,
good.
But I didn't see him make one Papa Shot. So maybe he's got to work on that. Maybe that's why he's in so early.
He's working on his game.
Yeah.
He also lost to me in ping pong last week, which is not a good thing because I mean I'm not terrible, but I'm not. He's good. He's legitimately good at ping pong.
I'm actually terrible at ping pong.
Oh,
I won't even play. I'm so bad.
To Carm's credit, I've gotten better because he's coached me up, but I should never beat him. So
I
Pop Shot
pool over ping pong. Like if there's a pool table, that's my game.
Me too. Maybe when we're done, I'll challenge Carm to ping pong, since it's just us right now.
Then I want you to beat him, please.
Oh yeah, easy.
It'll be good. All right. I was going to ask you real quick, just trade deadline tomorrow. There's been some rumblings. The Bears are in on a pass rusher.
We just saw a pass rusher get traded to the Eagles again.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips was traded this morning for a 3rd-round pick. And Dio got hurt yesterday too. So you just lost another defensive end. You were basically down to Austin Booker and Daniel Hardy late in that game rushing. It feels Stephen Nicholas, the producer of CHGO Bears, saying Carm certainly isn't working on the rundown. That's good. I don't know. It feels like they have to add somebody at defensive end here with the injuries adding up. I don't know where you at on where this team is. 5-3. They're right in the thick of it in a very hard NFC North. My gut is telling me you're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. If you want to trade like a 4th rounder or 5th rounder and get some depth, I'm all for it. I'd be very hesitant about trading 2nd-round picks, as Ryan Poles has been prone to do.
Yeah, I would stay away from. You could talk me into day 3 selections for certain players. I'm not sure who's really available. Like, weren't there some reports that teams are making calls on the Seahawks for guys who are available? They're 6-2. They just destroyed the Washington Commanders on television yesterday.
Yeah,
a lot of teams feel like they're in it right now. So I'm not sure who's trading who. Yes, the Bears need help at pass rush. You forgot to mention Dominique Robinson is also out with a high ankle sprain. So they are thin at that position. They're thin in the secondary. I don't know which is a more pressing concern, to be honest with you, but I think you just have to survive. Truthfully, let's not give away a lot of draft capital for who knows what. Just try to survive and get what you can out of the players you have.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So I guess I would say I'm I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears make a move. I would caution about it being too big of a move. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the Bengals could possibly get for Trey Hendrickson right now.
Well, he's injured too.
He's injured. He's expensive. I don't think that hip injury is going away. Would I trade a late round pick for him? Because if you could get him healthy and have him in December, I'd love that. I mean, I would consider that, but again, I'm not giving up a ton because he's injured and he costs a lot in terms of, you know, the money the rest of the year. So we'll see. Last thing too, Ben Johnson made reference in his post-game locker room celebration to the idea that he told the team that they had to go 3-1 in the second quarter of the season. I found that interesting because most coaches will just be like, you know, win every week, one by one. To actually lay it out as, hey, we need to go 3-1 in this 4-game stretch. Next 4-game stretch, you have the Giants at home.
Win.
Vikings on the road.
Loss.
The Steelers at home.
Win.
And the Eagles on the road.
Loss. 2-2.
So that was going to be my question. What would be an acceptable record in the next 4 games?
2-2.
So I agree with you. I think that would be acceptable. I think the goal should be 3-1 though. I think I had it preseason. Bears lose at home to the Vikings in week 1. They go to Minnesota later in the year and win. Now, that defense played out of their minds yesterday against the Lions. That was very, very impressive. But J.J. McCarthy was still like, Caleb should be the better quarterback on the field.
Should be.
Then again, he should have been week 1, too. And that's not how it played out when it was all said and done. He was for 3 quarters.
I mean, there's some matchups I'd really worry about in the secondary for the Bears.
I know, that's the problem. I mean, it's as good as it looks offensively. I mean, we do have to acknowledge they got outplayed in 2 out of 3 phases yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, 14 for 25, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he also ran for 1. He was sacked 5 times.
Yeah, he had a pick, too.
Yeah.
He was fine. But the Bears have an offense. Should be fun.
We have some super chats.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Before we get out of here, super chats. Thank you for reminding me. Kevin J, $10. Given Caleb Williams and the way he plays, why not speed the offense up? Less time to overthink, keeps defense in basic, less risk for pre-snap penalties, can't false start if you go on 1. Great game by Zacchaeus.
You know, that's a good point. When I saw that in the super chats earlier as we're doing our show, can you recall the Bears doing like much hurry up in certain situations?
They did. I'm trying to remember what game it was. They did it earlier in the year, and it worked. Was it the Cowboys game?
Well, everything works against the Cowboys.
Earlier in the year, they went with some tempo and had some success. I'd have to go back and figure out which game.
But to Kevin's point, I don't think tempo has been prevalent in the Bears offense.
No.
Am I wrong in saying that? I don't think so.
No, because I think the counter argument to that is by doing the motion and getting everything set up pre-snap, Ben's trying to give Caleb tools to recognize the coverage pre-snap.
Right.
That's the whole point of it. You go if you go on with tempo, yes, you're getting the defense back on their heels. There's a lot of advantages to it, but you're not going to be able to do all that pre-snap diagnosis. You're just basically saying, "F it, we're running what we're running against what we get, and we're going to make the most out of it." So there's pluses and minuses to every strategy you use, which is why football's so awesome. But I'd like the thought. I agree with the idea of mixing it in sometimes. I think that would be good. All right. Next we have Alex Ammerling, $2. He's just mad that the Tremaine pick 6 was called back. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we went over that earlier in the show.
Yeah, I don't like the rule.
Don't like it at all.
I don't like the rule.
What was the intentional post-possession contact? So when the NFL officials get to listening to Hoge Jahns today, like they should take those words.
Yeah. I would even take the intentional out of it. Just post-possession contact. Any of the contact before you have possession of the ball shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And Papa Hoge just says 4-0, let's go. What's the 4-0?
Next 4 games. Adam.
Yeah, next 4.
Oh, the rest 4. Yeah. Okay.
The next 4 games, Adam. Eric brings up a good point. Just go 5-4 the rest of the way. You make the playoffs most likely. He's not wrong.
Yeah. So, all right. So can we find 5 wins? Giants. I think the Vikings can be a win. I'm not saying it will be. I think the Steelers can be a win. I'm not saying it will be. Eagles on the road seems pretty hard. Things just don't go well in Philly for the Bears.
You have to win one of those games against the Packers.
Split the Packers. So that's 4 winnable games. Browns would be 5.
There you go.
At Niners, Lions at home to finish. I mean, you should be 5 wins should be on the table December 28th or January 4th. Like one of those last 2 games, if not, both, should be your opportunity to win that 10th game of the season. I don't think that that's asking too much.
The Athletics playoff simulator before this week had the Bears finishing 8-9. That was my season prediction before this year. Like if I'm switching anything at this moment to go off what I said earlier in the show, like them being 5-3 at this point, it's that a lot of signs of that things are working right now. So I'm going to change my season prediction to 9-8 with the ideal finish at 10-7.
Can we make an agreement that if the Bears go on to go 10-7, as I predicted when the season began, we'll never bring up 13-3 ever again?
Fine deal.
No. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fun show today. Glad everybody was here with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please hit that like button on the way out. Become a diehard, and you'll get our insider analysis column on Wednesday morning. A lot of great stuff in there. As always, Johnsy's coverage throughout the week. Sign up for Pat Norton's newsletter. It's fantastic. And we always have some, some special things coming your way too. So that's all when you become a diehard of the Hoge Jahns collection. Merch is all out right now. It looks awesome. It looks fantastic. If you're a diehard, you always get 20% off all of these items you're looking at on your screen. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you right to the shop. A lot of good stuff. Can't wait for that for that package to arrive at the front door with all the new gear. Check that out right now. We will be back on a Wednesday. Trade deadline will have passed. See what we have to talk about there. Otherwise, the Giants come to town in what I would call a must-win. Bears 3.5-point favorites to start the week. At home, at Soldier Field, an old-school Bears-Giants game. We'll see how it goes. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
See ya.